World War II was a war of ideology, but for the men who flew, it was a war of blood and aluminum. Yet, for a select few, the battle wasn't just in the sky, it was within their own hearts. Imagine being born in America, swearing allegiance to the stars and stripes, while the language of your childhood, the language of your soul, is German. This is the story of a man caught between two worlds, and how his impossible loyalty became the deadliest secret weapon in the skies over Europe. Meet Lieutenant Karl Steiner, a pseudonym. Born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, his home was a pocket of German culture. His father, an immigrant, taught him to fly gliders before the war, instilling a deep, almost spiritual connection to aviation. But as America plunged into the war against Hitler, Karl faced an existential crisis. Which flag did he truly fly for? His German heritage made him a target of suspicion. His American uniform made him a walking contradiction. Karl chose America. His skill was undeniable. He was a natural ace. He was quickly assigned to a P-51 Mustang fighter squadron. The Mustang, a marvel of engineering, was the ultimate long-range escort fighter, dominating the Luftwaffe by the mid-war period. But Karl's unique skill wasn't just flying, it was listening. Title card: The Ace of Two Flags. His deep knowledge of German dialects, technical jargon, and, crucially, German military culture was a secret known only to his commanding officer. He was sent on the most dangerous missions, not just to shoot down enemy planes, but to eavesdrop on their pilots. This is the untold story of the American ace who won the war using the enemy's own words. By late 1943, the deep penetration bomber missions into Germany were suffering devastating losses. The German air defense, the Jagdflieger, was highly disciplined. Their attack strategy was known as the Schwarm formation, a four-plane cell attacking with brutal efficiency. But their communications were the weakest link. German pilots spoke in rapid, coded bursts on the radio, often using regional slang that was almost impossible for Allied listeners to understand. But not for Karl. Karl's missions were twofold: escort and intercept. While other American pilots were focused on dogfighting, Karl was listening. He'd hear a pilot from the Bavarian region use a specific slang term, or a Prussian commander issue a specific, often unspoken, tactical command. He was decoding their plan, live, at 30,000 feet. His most crucial discovery involved the Luftwaffe switch. The Germans often switched their primary radio frequency just minutes before engaging bombers, a tactic designed to shake off Allied interceptors. But because Karl understood their warning pattern, a subtle verbal cue spoken in Hessian dialect, he was always one step ahead. His intelligence was gold. He learned that one specific Jagdgeschwader, fighter wing, led by a notorious ace, had developed a new head-on attack that was decimating the B-17 formations. This ace, known only by his call sign, relied entirely on surprise and coordinated radio commands. Karl was about to use the enemy's own language to turn the tables. The target was a crucial German factory deep inside the Reich. The Luftwaffe response was overwhelming. Karl's squadron was outnumbered. The German ace, confident and unseen, issued his final attack order: the full, coordinated head-on strike. Karl heard the command, spoken in a rapid, almost incomprehensible Bavarian dialect. He knew the German pilots would execute the maneuver perfectly. It was the moment of truth. Instead of warning the American bombers, Karl did the unthinkable. He switched his radio to the German frequency and, using the exact authoritarian dialect of the Jagdgeschwader commander, he transmitted a counter-order. Abort the attack. Enemy fighters detected high above. Retaliation imminent. The German pilots heard the command. It was the precise voice, The precise jargon, the precise German authority they were trained to obey without question. They hesitated. That single transmission, a lie told in the enemy's own tongue, broke the German formation. The coordinated attack disintegrated. The American bombers, granted a moment of grace, completed their mission. Karl's squadron, seizing the confusion, scattered the German fighters. That day, over 400 lives were saved, not by firepower, but by a perfect German accent. Karl returned a hero, 2 kills confirmed. But the commander knew the real story. Karl's action was a spectacular breach of protocol. His identity and his unique mission were now too dangerous to be known. His commander gave him his final orders. Absolute silence. He was pulled from the front lines, his records sealed as top secret. He was given a Medal of Honor nomination, only to have it quietly rescinded by the highest levels of command. The secret had to die with the war. Karl Steiner lived the rest of his life in obscurity. He watched as other aces received parades and accolades, knowing that his greatest, most impactful victory remained classified. He made the ultimate sacrifice for his country. He surrendered his own identity and his history. He never spoke German in public again. He was the ace of 2 flags, choosing to honor one by silencing the other. It was only 5 decades later, when the government declassified the files, that the true story of Karl's espionage and the critical role he played finally emerged. It was a story too important, too incredible, to remain buried forever. The war was full of courage, but few stories reveal the hidden cost of heroism like the ace of 2 flags. He was an American pilot who used his German soul to win the war, and then buried that soul for the good of his country. We must remember the heroes who live in silence. If you believe his story deserves to be heard, honor his sacrifice by subscribing to Aviation Tales. Hit the notification bell so you never miss another untold history from the skies.